Hello everybody, I am Buzz, and today I will be testing Gran Turismo 3 on a NVIDIA Geforce GT for 930 MX. Sorry about that, guys. And this is running on the PCSX2 emulator. We are running the game at native resolution, which is some awkward. I don't know what native PS2 resolution was. And as you can see just in a little bit that the game has some trouble keeping full speed, because this game is very CPU intensive. As you can see, those numbers up there are from MSI Afterburner, which is a frame rate counter type program, kind of like Fraps, but I tried getting Fraps to work, but it would not install onto my computer, so the video is captured by the HD PVR rocket, so that means that nothing was the HDMI port from the laptop is going into the capture card, and the capture card is the video is being captured from a separate computer, so no performance impact is happening right now. This is the game trying to run. And it's full, like the computer is not doing anything. I believe the only thing that was open at the time was PCSX2, MSI Afterburner, and I believe I think NVIDIA control panel was running in the background, so there was literally almost nothing running on this computer. And as you can see by the CPU, we are using just about all of it. Around 80, yeah, just about all of it. And the game is struggling to hit full speed because Gran Turismo 3 is a very demanding game for PCSX2. You need a really beefy CPU to run this game properly. So if you're using a laptop like mine, you're going to run into some slow motion issue and forget up-rendering the game. See, the game is just struggling at this part. It is barely hitting half speed right here. And I believe I was on my phone on this part, so I didn't exit immediately. And we are going into the next track, which is a little more detailed than that one, so I test 3 tracks in this one, and none of them was able to keep up full speed. Yeah, this one's struggling even more to hit full speed. And the biggest problem about, you're wondering, why is 50 frames a second bad? That should be good, right? But here's the problem. Emulation is, like, very difficult. When the frame rate drops, the sound slows down. And it sounds really bad. So every time the game starts like slowing down, it like starts to sound extremely bad. Here, I'll like let you take a listen. Yeah, it doesn't sound that good. I mean, sure, it didn't sound too bad, because the game was keeping a relatively decent speed. You know, it's probably around 90 to 80%, which isn't absolutely terrible, but you would really like 100% emulation speed. And the RAM is another thing to point out. This laptop came with 12 gigabytes of RAM. Most laptops I see come with 4 gigabytes of RAM. That right there is using all 4 gigabytes of RAM. Every laptop I've owned before this one had 4 gigabytes of RAM, which means that this program would be using all of it. Absolutely all of the RAM. So, hopefully you don't have 4 gigs of RAM today. I mean, you really shouldn't have 4 gigs of RAM. But the other thing is the GPU 1. That is the NVIDIA card. Now you see that the NVIDIA 930MX is not relatively, it's extremely freaking low end. Like, it's like bottom of the barrel. But I think it's impressive how it's keeping up with this. Sure, the CPU's doing most of the work for it, but it's keeping up with it. Because here emulation is CPU dependent, so the GPU sits at 30%. The GPU 2 is the Intel HD graphics inside this laptop. I don't even know why or how it's being used. I never set this program to run with the Intel card. Hell, I don't set any games to run with the Intel card. But yeah, if you have an Intel card, don't bother with PS2 emulation. I might have a benchmark to see if I am wrong on that, but I am pretty sure this would not be a pleasant experience if you are running on the integrated graphics chip that most laptops run. Because as you can see, even with a low-end, I'll say low-end chip, which is about, I would say, almost 50% faster than the Intel graphics, this game isn't keeping full speed. So with the integrated chip, there's two possible outcomes that could happen with this. One, since the CPU is doing all the work, it'll keep its speed. Or two, since the CPU is also the GPU and needs to do even more work, and it'll struggle even more with running this game. So yeah, that's the two possible outcomes that could happen. So yeah, all in all, is Gran Turismo 3 playable on this laptop? I would say you can play it. But will it be fun? Well, that depends on you.